All right, welcome to the Texas Hemp Show podcast. This is podcast number 133 this week, the Texas Hemp Show. I'm Russell Dowden, publisher and editor for the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. It's a statewide publication that we make available at CBD stores and smoke shops around the Lone Star State. Podcast 133 this week. Welcome, good morning to all those listeners tuning in on 102.7 ESPN Austin this morning. Stay tuned, all of you guys, next week, because next week's show is going to be Ricky Williams. The running back owns his own cannabis brand, and we'll be talking to him about his brand, the Heisman, on next week's podcast 134. So stay tuned for that. We air every Saturday morning here in Austin on 102.7 here in Austin, ESPN Austin. We're glad to still keep those listeners engaged with us. You can follow us and check us out on social media at Texas or TX Hemp Reporter on Instagram and Twitter. You can check us out on the internet and our website at texashempreporter.com. So joining me as always is my lovely co-host Rachel Nelson. How are you, Rachel, this week?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good to see you. We're looking forward to this report that you have set up, this interview with Ricky Williams. So that was very cool.
I'm excited.
This took a little while to finagle, but we got it done.
Yes, thanks to Instagram.
Yes, Instagram is a great way to line up guests. And speaking of guests, joining us from Dallas, Texas this week on the program are our friends from ZAR Wellness joining us. The dynamic duo, husband and wife couple, power couple, Saad and Razia Shalami from ZAR Wellness joining us here on the podcast 130 this week. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
We are doing fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Do you like that introduction? The power couple.
Hey,
love
it.
Well, very cool. Welcome to you guys to the show this week. You have a great brand that I did not realize when we started talking to you guys how big y'all are with all the locations they have, Rachel. But we're going to kind of let them introduce themselves and I guess really maybe start with Asad and tell me how you got into this. You're an Army veteran and kind of became motivated in this because of symptoms you were having, and I'll just kind of let you introduce yourselves and get your story out there for listeners. But it's very very good all-American story here, and I love this as a veteran and the things you do for veterans. So I'll kind of let you take the wheel here, Asad, and introduce your brand.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having us. We are ZAR Wellness. We're based out of Dallas. We actually live in Plano, right outside Dallas. We got started about almost 4 years ago. I got diagnosed with chronic insomnia in the Army about 2011, 2012. As you can imagine, I tried all types of pills, the VA, and none of them really worked. And then around 2019, came across hemp drive products that absolutely saved my life. At that time, I was at a very low point, couldn't keep a job. We had just had a baby, and I was taking about 3 or 4 Ambien nights and shut my brain off. And then the next morning, I wouldn't have any energy to get out of bed or go to the gym or be able to take my baby around right? So it was tough, and we were contemplating about moving to California or Colorado to experiment with cannabis because that's the only thing we hadn't done yet at that point, over the counter or prescription. And lo and behold, came across CBD products here in Texas. After about a week of getting on the regimen, I was able to get my natural sleep back and got my energy and focus and motivation back. So it was absolutely life-saving. Then we convinced Razia to get on it for her rheumatoid arthritis.
So I mean, it's really remarkable. Seeing your loved one kind of struggle. It was a very new world for me. First off, when I first was just dating Asad, being in the military, to getting married and seeing that transition from military life to civilian life, it was difficult to see. I'm Texas born and bred. I'm a Dentonite, and I really felt like, oh wow, I've really been in a bubble. in a sense. I didn't know what was really happening, like really being in the thick of it. And now seeing it and seeing his struggles, we had tried everything, like he had mentioned, various things, homeopathic remedies to pharmaceutical remedies, to even sleep studies, just to really have a sense of where do we go when we need some hope here, and that whole transition of should we move somewhere else, and having a young child whose name is Zane, and ultimately seeing how it transformed him, getting on cannabis and CBD, seeing how it transformed him. I suffer with chronic rheumatoid arthritis, which those who know of this autoimmune condition, it comes with a lot of pain, daily pain. It comes with a lot of stiffness in joints, a lot of struggle. And so I was able to get on a therapy with a tincture remedy and a topical, and transform my quality of life. And when I talk about my struggle, the simplest thing I share with people is it was difficult to open a bottle of water. It was the handing off to my spouse or to a friend or even to a complete stranger. And the moment that I realized I again had dexterity control back in my hands, man, you couldn't take that grin off my face. It was an amazing. And so for Asad and I, it turned more into, wow, we need to tell more people about this. This is life-changing. Look what it did for us, and not a very long time for us to see that change. And we were also the individuals who were using a lot of pharmaceutical products. So that's what really started, like, there's more to this. We want to share this. How can we help and impact our communities? And here we are today with 24 locations strong and growing across the great state of Texas.
Rachel, do you have anything for them?
I do. I was reading the story that we had in the Texas Hemp Reporter over you guys, and you mentioned Rise Oil. That's one of your favorite products. So can you kind of talk about what that is and what it helps with?
Yeah, that's a great question, Rachel. So I actually use the Rise Oil. I have it right here. This is my go-to in the morning. I literally rise with ZAR, and I use my wellness gummy in conjunction. So what the Rise Oil is, it has live resin, which one of the things that we pride ourselves in is really great quality extraction and ability to get really great quality cannabinoids, work with great proprietary blends. That's what we do. We do a lot of R&D and quality control. And here, this particular product is fortified with CBG, cannabigerol, so known as the grandfather of cannabinoids. And why it's really important to know that is it's one of the most studied. We're still scratching the surface on it, but the most studied for anti-inflammatory properties. So individuals like myself who do suffer a lot with pain or autoimmune conditions, this is a fantastic power punch product in that it gives me energy, focus, pain relief, and that's what I do every single day. I take a half a dropper, I hold it under my tongue, and I swallow, and I hold it for at least 2 minutes, and I'm done. I'm done with my day. It's a very economical product because it's going to last me, depending upon how I use it, 4 to 6 months. And then I use another Power Pack product, my gummy, the Wellness Gummy, which is also fortified with CBG. It's infused with CBG, CBD, and a little bit of CBN, cannabinol. And this is all to induce relaxation, reduction of a lot of conditions like myself come with anxiety, an extra level of anxiety. And so I do suffer with chronic anxiety. And the fact that I can really keep at bay my anxiety through the day and my pain, and still have the energy that I have, it's just a game changer for me. And I am a big believer that everybody measures their quality of life to each their own. The fact that we have countless of people that can share the same stories and talk about how it's helped them with their quality of life.
Right.
It's so great. But yes, that in a nutshell, that is what the Rise does.
Yeah. So just to add on to that, so the Rise is a full spectrum live resin oil. Full spectrum meaning it has the majority of the minor compounds such as CBC, a little bit of THC as well, CBN, but really heavily fortified with CBD and CBG for chronic pain, stress, anxiety during the day, whatever ailments that you may be dealing with during the day. it really, really helps with that. But yeah, it has enough compounds to kind of provide that entourage effect. Entourage effect is when you have multiple, a variety of compounds kind of working together to really build that balance or homeostasis in your system.
Well, we want to talk to you guys a little more here on the other side of the next commercial break. We're going to take our first break here on the show this week, but we'll come back. We'll find out about your location, some of the products, what's your biggest mover, and some of the things that you guys also do for veterans as well. Our guests this week, right here, Assad and Razia from ZAR Wellness, right here on podcast 133. This is the Texas Hemp Show, ESPN 1027 Austin. We'll be right back.
I got $100 bill, friend, you keep your pills, cause it's all the weather pot. That cackle babble head in the box must think I'm dumb as a rock.
The Texas Hemp Show is brought to you by your friends at CBD Pros USA, your cannabis experts. Right now, you can save 50% off any one product if you mention the Texas Hemp Show. That's right, 50% off anything on the online store menu. Nano Tincture, watermelon gummies, our Brio Drip moisturizing cream, any single item, 50% off. That's CBD Pros. CBD is present in more significant quantities in hemp than marijuana. And because it's non-psychoactive, CBD is widely regarded as the cannabinoid with the most health potential by researchers. If you'd like to learn more about CBD and our products at CBD Pros, you can read our education page and browse some of our products to learn more. Visit CBDProsUSA.com. That's CBDProsUSA.com.
ZAR is a premium cannabis company in Texas.
At ZAR, we assure that the quality is great for all of our products.
Highest quality is super crucial.
We always joke with our customers, hey, don't buy your sushi from a gas station, and you shouldn't buy your CBD from a gas station, right? It's all about quality, what the extraction process is.
We're partnering with those types of companies, those individuals who maintain high quality hemp as well as high extraction processes, and this helps ultimately our clients' confidence, and that's what we want to provide.
ZAR's mission is to help out our veteran community, our active duty members, and to destigmatize cannabis and just help our communities one consultation at a time.
Isn't this chance worth it to improve your quality of life?
Because that's what we do here at ZAR. We truly put people first.
Welcome to ZAR, where people come first.
We took the best journalists from politics, health, innovations, cuisine, business, travel, agriculture, and then we put weed in it. Welcome to Weed and Whiskey News. Weed and Whiskey News. News with a twist.
Texas lawmakers are in session this year to improve or alter laws on cannabis and hemp products. So stay tuned this legislative season with the Texas Hemp Show, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on ESPN 102.7. Or download the Texas Hemp Show wherever podcasts are available. The Texas Hemp Show is the official podcast for the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. The Texas Hemp Show is sponsored by CBD Pros, your cannabis experts. That's the Texas Hemp Show, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on ESPN Austin.
East of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out his one old song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night.
Welcome to podcast number 133 this week of the Texas Hemp Show. I'm Russell Dowden, publisher of the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. Our publications are free across the state. We're in Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, McAllen, Lubbock occasionally, but we publish the state's cannabis and hemp magazine, and these magazines are free available. We make them available throughout the city of Austin at CBD and smoke shops around the city, and you can find them at Planet Cage, J Heart CBD, Restart CBD, Mary Jane's here down on South Lamar. Pretty much anywhere you find these around at the smoke shops and CBD stores. So we've educated for 3 years. We just celebrated our 3rd anniversary recently. So we've been doing this, Rachel, for 3 years. And it's a lot of fun to cover the space of cannabis and CBD products here as we continue to educate our fellow Texans.
I agree.
Very cool. Well, joining us this week is our friends at ZAR Wellness, talking with us about their brand and their stores. I guess tell us about the brand, and I'm kind of wondering, when are we going to see a store in the Austin, Texas area? That's got to be on the horizon for you guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are getting ready to roll out a franchise model. We have a bunch of folks in Austin, Houston, DFW, as well as San Antonio, San Marcos, that are interested. So soon. Stay tuned.
A lot of folks who've been inquiring for quite some time. One of the things that both Asad and I told each other is that we would ensure that we really knew how to measure the quality, put in the correct processes, really ensure that we created what we envisioned, which is what we like to call the Canna Journey experience. It really is a journey, and the experience is only the beginning on that maybe day one of trying the product or coming into a storefront or purchasing through our online. We ensure that we call the customer back, that we reach back out, we follow up, we follow what we call their canna therapy regimen. It's really crucial to us, and I think it's a testament to the quality of our products, but when people come back, the retail strip malls, if you get about 10 to 15% return rate, doing something right, well, we have 80-90% return rate to our customers coming back to our stores because they see that the product works, but they love the experience. They love our certified cannabis consultants, and that's a big thing that sets us apart is the education that we provide. Every single one of our cannabis consultants has gone through a rigorous training program, through our ZAR training program, and they're certified on cannabinoids that are in the products to really help people understand the symptoms, the ailments that they're speaking of, how we can truly help them and provide some relief. And we take a lot of pride in that. And that's really helped us grow our brand strong across the state of Texas to where there are a lot of folks who are interested. And we want to make sure we did that. We're at a point where we're able to franchise now. So we're super excited. So as Asad said, more to come.
Nice. And the certified cannabis consultants, they go through a program that's yours, or is it an outside program?
It's a program that we internally created.
So
nice.
Razia has a lot of experience in the pharmaceutical industry right before we started this. She was with Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, right? So, and I was a combat medic in the Army, right? So both of us having that medical background, we were like, there has to be a process to this. It's just too much. We don't want folks to just randomly go and walk to a shop and pick up something that they have no idea what it is, and nobody in the store is able to help that person to educate them what the right dosage is and so on and so forth. So we created really that training process to make sure that, we're not hurting anybody. Unfortunately, you read stories in the news that, somebody went to a vape shop or something, picked up a over 100 milligram Delta 8 gummy, and they didn't know it was 100 milligrams or more, and ended up in the ER, right? So we want to make, especially for beginners, folks who are new to cannabis, we really take our time with them. On average, we spend about 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes over an hour to make sure that they understand how the endocannabinoid system works, how to feed it best and achieve results based on your ailments and the severity of your ailments.
Yeah, it seems like that's one of the things that you guys really hammer home is the education from the employees and making sure that they're saying the right things to your customers.
Yeah, it's super crucial. I mean, that's just one example of many. And I know both you and Rachel have read through a lot of that, and that's what we face, right?
Yeah.
We're in an unregulated market. We all know that. What we believe and what we've done from the beginning is really raise a standard. We are always carding any psychoactive substance is 21 and above in our stores. We've always maintained child-resistant packaging. These are some of the things that no matter what side of the fence you're on, it's here. There's a proliferation in Texas. It's here to stay. These are things I think anybody can get behind, which is 21 and above in child-resistant packaging. I think it's crucial for the industry. I think it's helpful for the industry. I think it's helpful for consumers to really know where to go for appropriate sourcing of these products. And that's what we're advocates for. Know your source. Know that, at least from our perspective, at ZAR, we take pride in ensuring that we have third-party lab testing, that the labeling is easy and legible and easy to read, have QR codes, have somebody be able to talk to you about what it means to start low and go slow, what it means to educate you on the different modalities that you're about to embark on. And that's what we do. And that's what we're really excited about, that education and that quality has really resonated with a lot of folks to where we've grown to 24 strong. And as I said, more to come. So we're really excited about that.
I've got a couple of minutes here before the next commercial break, guys, and I wanted to ask about, y'all recently sponsored this arena football league that's in Dallas. Can you tell us about that in a few minutes for our sports, especially our listeners on the ESPN 1027? They might be curious to know about this, but you sent me an article on this yesterday.
Yeah, so officially yesterday, the press release, it was released by the Frisco Fighters. We are their official wellness partner. We're exclusive to them. We're super excited. This is the Indoor Football League. The Frisco Fighters are the number one seed. They've already clinched the playoffs, and they're excited that if they continue this momentum, we'll have their championship game in Vegas. And we just had the press release party last week, and it's really awesome to see. There is an appetite. We all love football, Texas football. I mean, amazing, right? And Russell, the Cowboys hat, and
What about the Cowboys?
Whatever.
Here comes the fighter.
No. Yeah.
I'll probably catch hell for wearing a Cowboys hat anyway. You either love those Cowboy fans or you hate the Cowboys fans. So if you hate us, well, we live with that. But we're Cowboys fans and Texas Longhorns fans first, right here at the Texas Hemp Show.
I absolutely love football, and I've grown up with it my whole life, and so. So what we really were trying to do and what we're continuing to do in the type of partnerships is that, and I know we're going to get into it, what we do internally, our ZAR's Mission 22 for the veterans is so near and dear to us. But what we're really trying to strive as well on the outside in the communities and make impact is how do we help really destigmatize this beautiful plant? How do we, in a way, normalize it to make people understand or help people understand the benefits of this hemp plant, and when it's done well, the quality that you can get out of it and how helpful it can be. So the beautiful partnership here with the Frisco Fighters, a fantastic organization that does a lot of good in the community. We wanted to align with them to help bring into a family-friendly atmosphere that this may be unassuming to say, what is this about? It's us. It's a wellness company. We are a health and wellness company first that specializes in hemp-derived cannabinoids. What's more beautiful than that?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, when we were approached by our friends at Waterloo Media to do the show back on the radio, we used to be on their sister station, KLBJ, and they asked me if I wanted to bring this show to ESPN. And I said, yeah, because I really feel like there's a lot of connection Razia, with sports and health and wellness, the CBD. Like next week's guest, Rachel, it was Ricky Williams is going to be on his cannabis brand. So I really felt like the sports connection, that's a common theme we're seeing. Don't you agree? Well, either of you can comment on it, and we'll actually hold your comments till the other side of the break. And we're going to talk a little bit about the ZAR Mission 22 and the work that you guys do for veterans. So great stuff. We'll learn more about ZAR Wellness on the other side. This is the Texas Hemp Show. I'm Russell. She's Rachel. We'll be right back after this. ESPN 1027 Austin. CannaZip Custom Cannabis Packaging. Your brand, your way. Flexible packaging pouches are perfect for a variety of cannabis CBD products, such as flower, concentrates, edibles, joints, hard goods, and more. Now offering completely custom bags, boxes, labels, and shrink sleeves with more products rolling out in late 2023. CannaZip bags have been stress tested by Bella Costa Labs for excellent THC, terpenes, and potency preservation. A variety of eco-friendly options for sustainable packaging solutions. We offer custom printed packaging, turnaround time in as little as 24 hours with approved art on selected products. Custom pouches to make your brand stand out. These bags are made from high barrier materials and comply with FDA regulations for direct food contact, featuring no minimum order quantities on most items. Try our stand-up pouch or lay flat pouch for fast and easy online ordering. Visit CannaZipBags.com today. That's CannaZipBags.com. Or email us at orders@CannaZipBags.com. That's CannaZip Custom Cannabis Packaging.
Hemp-derived cannabinoids, such as Delta-8 and others, are once again under threat in the Texas legislature. But Hometown Hero, a supporter of the Texas Hemp Show, is leading the fight to keep these products legal and available for adults 21 and older in the Lone Star State. Based in Austin, Hometown Hero is known for its specialty hemp-derived products, which have garnered recognition from High Times magazine and have earned over 3,000 five-star reviews and counting. With their gummies, cereal bars, sour belts, and more, Hometown Hero offers new and novel experiences while donating to nonprofits helping U.S. veterans in need. If you're curious to try premium hemp products from the people leading the fight for hemp in Texas, you can get a 20% discount on all Hometown Hero products by using code THR20 at HometownHeroCBD.com. That's code THR20 at HometownHeroCBD.com.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Texas Hemp Show.
The Texas Hemp Report is available free at over 1,000 CBD and smoke shops across Texas, McAllen, Houston, Austin, Dallas, Lubbock, and San Antonio. Texas lawmakers will be in session this year to improve or alter laws on cannabis products. So stay tuned and informed this legislative season with the Texas Hemp Show podcast and the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. Would you like to host the Texas Hemp Show podcast at your business or special event? Now booking live broadcasts from your location with our new demo vehicle, the Texas Green Machine. Email Russell at TexasHempReporter@gmail.com. Now back to the show with your host, Russell Dowden.
Welcome back to the Texas Hemp Show. This is podcast number 133 this week. I'm Russell Dowden with the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. We're available at 600 plus locations across the Lone Star State, smoke shops and CBD stores all around Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. We've spread them around a little bit down there to the valley and even Lubbock. But very excited to talk with our guest next week on the program. It's going to be Ricky Williams talking about his Heisman brand that'll be on the... And we need to get that plug, like the Cheech and Chong plug. We're going to do that with him. We're going to have him give us a shout out as well. That'd be a pretty good deal. But joining us this week, ZAR Wellness from the Dallas area, and they have stores. I mean, I didn't realize it, but they have stores in San Antonio and Houston and in Dallas. They're surrounding us, but they're going to be bringing some stores to the Austin area as that franchise begins to expand and grow. Welcome back to the program. Again, Razia and Assad, welcome back to the show, guys. Thanks for being a part of the Texas Hemp Show this week.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about here in the third segment here about the the ZAR Mission 22. This is something that's, I know, special to your heart, especially you, Assad. You talk about you guys donate a percentage of the revenue to veterans. And I guess I'll let you kind of tell us about this side. This is a kind of the warm and fuzzy side of your business, but it's very dear to your heart as a veteran. And I'll let you guys kind of tell us about this part of the ZAR Mission 22.
Yeah, absolutely. So, once this hemp therapy made such a drastic improvement in my life, I knew that it could benefit other veterans out there who are dealing with similar mental and physical issues. Unfortunately, 22 veterans do take their lives a day statistically. And I lost 4 young friends to suicide in the Army as well. I know that, natural hemp therapy can make a difference in veterans' lives if they choose to take this route. So in honor of that, we provide a daily 22% discount for all veterans. Since we started counting about June of 2020, now we are close to 2 million in veteran discounts. In fact, 1 out of every 3 clients of ours is a veteran across our 24 locations. So a lot of these veterans use, myself included, use our products to get off opioids and other harmful pharmaceutical products. Absolutely, it's a pretty rewarding position to be in for sure.
Yeah, I would add to that is that when Assad talks about 1 out of 3 veterans, what we recognize is that 2 out of 3 are not. And why I state that statistic is because 2 out of 3 patrons of ours, they support that cause. They give us the ability, right. It was a big blessing to give 22% off to our veteran community, which we feel is very underserved. I mean, when we started with countless veterans, but I remember the stories of the individual when I was consulting with them, they would tell me, I brought this thing, I brought a box full of pills. Or they would tell me about how they get their shipment or they go to their VA, but they really don't know what it's doing for them, or it caused XYZ. And that's unfortunate, right? So it's like, how can we help? We have an ability to impact one person and we can do it. Why not? That's what we do. We really do believe one person can make that difference. And so we choose through our vehicle, through our way of doing it, through our ZAR storefronts and our e-commerce platform and our phone consultations. All of these consultations are free, right? It's the beauty of being in the wild west of Texas as it is now. No medical card needed. You come in, you have a conversation, a consultation, you're provided your therapy. And so I just find it so rewarding, but I thank those individuals as well, those individuals who are not veterans, but they either know someone who is, or they just really want to get behind that cause. They have really transformed our business. And it is the veteran community that has spread the word of ZAR and helped us grow.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing and beautiful thing. And we're just feel so blessed and humbled to be able to do it every single day.
Yeah, that's what's really, I really like that about the story. Rosie, my wife, Jennifer, has rheumatoid arthritis with the combo of lupus as well. So she's dealing with, that pain, and you've got that with your story, and then Assad being the veteran and having issues with sleep. You guys actually tried these products. You benefit your own health from these products, and so I think that really helps. That's a unique perspective. Many people get into this space, Rachel, out of a necessity for the plant itself, and so that speaks to you guys with your story as well. You've also, you're not just in the space, but your customers, yourselves, so that's very important.
Yeah, I would love to hear more just of your firsthand account of getting off of prescription drugs. I think a lot of people hear that hemp and cannabis can help you and get you off prescription drugs, but they're maybe skeptical about it. Can you guys just talk a little bit more about your experience in that area?
Yeah, that's you talk about your 3 ambience a night and what you did.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, initially when I first got on hemp therapy, I was still taking my ambience, right? And there was other pills as well that I was taking, and that the VA thought that I needed those pills, like trazodone and other stuff for anxiety. So I was taking a bunch of pills and the hemp derived products simultaneously. And then after about a week, I was like, let me just not take those ambience, see if I can fall asleep tonight with my CBD products. And lo and behold, that was it. I had an amazing sleep, and again, I did not touch the next night, did not touch the ambience, fell asleep again, had a wonderful night. And that was it for me. I was like, I'm not touching those pills again, So from then on, I mean, it's been almost 4 years that I have not touched any kind of pills, whether for anxiety or sleep or whatever it may be.
And for myself, Rachel, it was a lot of pain medication. Also, those who have rheumatoid or lupus, as Russell, you mentioned, that literally you'll know the drug methotrexate. It's an old cancer drug, but it's used in a lot of autoimmune conditions.
Yeah.
It's a harsh drug. It's a category. Yeah. So when we were trying to have a baby, that is the one drug that they said I had to be off 9 to 12 months to conceive. But that particular regimen of therapy, I did not know. It was day 13 into my CBD oil that I said, I think I don't need this. And I'm going to try not to have it. Similar to what Asad did. I don't feel like I need this. I want to try. I think, human nature, we're curious creatures. So I decided not to try it. And I was okay, and then I did it again the next day. And then I did it again the next day. Wow. It's the same thing. Looking now, I'm 3+ years without methotrexate, without pain pills.
Yeah.
So it's achievable. It's ultimately, we're not making any type of medical claims or giving the advice of, hey, go put your pharmaceuticals away. No, I think naturally what we did is, Russell, what you said, we are consumers of the actual therapy of trying out hemp products, CBD products, that we naturally did what we thought was best for our individual decision of, I'm doing this together because I thought that was right. And then suddenly I put it aside and I made that decision. And we have countless stories of individuals who may be using something for blood pressure, and then they find out that their CBD oil is regulating their blood pressure. So they say they're not using blood pressure pills anymore. That was the decision to do that, and I think it's a beautiful thing if you're able to do something like that. In my case, I don't miss my pain pills. In my case, not taking methotrexate and having to go get my liver function test every 3 months.
Right.
And I don't go get that blood test anymore. I'm so happy I don't have to do that. It just came naturally. Is the best.
Yeah. Another drug that's common that for fibromyalgia is gabapentinol. You've probably heard of this one. My mother's kind of take that. I've gotten her to maybe get that way down. She's taken some of the products. In fact, what's the one that dissolves on your tongue that you guys sent? Jennifer took some of that this morning. That's the Salvin. Yeah, which one is that? Oh, I've got the live resin, right?
Right, the rice oil, with the sun, like the orange.
That's the one I got here. We gave her this one. That one helped my mother. This one would be good for mom's fibromyalgia pain too, I think, wouldn't it? Isn't that a helpful one?
Yes, it is. We have a lot of clients who suffer from fibromyalgia or a combination of the lupus with fibro or with. But on the opposite side, for Asad, the light resin.
The beauty of the rice oil is that it doesn't get you high, right? It doesn't get you high because during the day you want to be able to function, right? You want to be able to go to work, go to school, take care of kids, and still feel great, right? So that's what the rice oil does for you. Not only it takes care of any kind of ailments such as pain, anxiety, stress, depression, but it also gives you a nice boost of energy and focus.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Natural. Right. So, and the misconception is that, you have to get high to feel better, and not necessarily.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of where direction. We talk about how we've even evolved even our own product line, and we believe you should, right? You shouldn't be stagnant. It is an emerging industry as we are getting better at our extraction processes, ability to utilize better cannabinoids. As more is being uncovered about various cannabinoids, we really take our time really creating beautiful proprietary blends for wellness, for overall wellness. So we say rise in the day and rest at night. And this is something I definitely want Asad to reference here, because this is all that what he uses for his sleep.
So for for non-THC sleep products, we have an amazing triple gummies with CBN, CBD, and CBD with a little bit of melatonin. Now, when it comes to melatonin, I tried melatonin as well before. Hemp products, but by itself, melatonin can give you that negative side effect of grogginess the next morning. But when you combine it with these cannabinoids, hemp cannabinoids, it kind of counters those negative side effects. We also have this sublingual rest tincture, right? With this, it's kind of similar to the Rise. You just put it a little bit under your tongue, hold it for about 2 minutes to absorb, and then swallow, and then 20 minutes later, you are sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
So,
and the reason why I wanted to talk about that is that's what he does today, but that's important.
Stay right there, guys. We're going to take another commercial break. It's the Texas Hemp Show. We're going to talk a little more about our friends there at ZAR Wellness and the products they have. I know my father has got a little bit of Parkinson's. I wanted to ask you guys about what you guys think is good for that. I think THCV is one of the ones that helps Dad with that ailment. Our guest, ZAR Wellness, here on the Texas Hemp Show podcast number 133. This is the Texas Hemp Show here on 102.7 ESPN Austin. We'll be right back.
Being good isn't always easy, no matter.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to Weed and Whiskey News. I'm your host, J-Man. I got a bunch of stocks, pot stocks, regular stocks. They've been all suffering.
But in fact, it was making marijuana illegal that created the crime.
You smoke a little every now and then?
When I am in a legal state.
Pothead, he's also a co-star in there. You'll see him all the time, every time.
And not everybody has orange Cheeto dust on their fingers because they use cannabis, right?
I am not from this world, but this guitar is. You will be able to win this guitar for Christmas.
As always, I'm your host, J-Man. See you again real soon.
Hey, this is Cheech Marin, and you're listening to the Texas Hemp Show.
The Texas Hemp Show is brought to you by your friends at CBD Pros USA, your cannabis experts. Right now, you can save 50% off any one product if you mention the Texas Hemp Show. That's right, 50% off anything on the online store menu. Nano Tincture, watermelon gummies, our Brio Drip moisturizing cream, any single item, 50% off. That's CBD Pros. CBD is present in more significant quantities in hemp than marijuana. And because it's non-psychoactive, CBD is widely regarded as the cannabinoid with the most health potential by researchers. If you'd like to learn more about CBD and our products at CBD Pros, you can read our education page and browse some of our products to learn more. Visit CBDProsUSA.com. That's CBDProsUSA.com. Now, back to the show with your host, Russell Dowden.
colors anymore. I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. Welcome back to the Texas Hemp Show podcast. I'm Russell Dowden with the Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. And this is podcast 133 this week as we're talking with our friends from ZAR Wellness. Their stores are all around the state, Houston, San Antonio, Austin. I think they got one in Fort Hood, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll ask them about that. Seemed like there would be a good one for them to be over there in Fort Hood with all of the with the veterans over there. They've been very well received by the veteran community at ZAR Wellness. So we'll find out about that. I just want to quickly mention our friend Dalton O'Neill has got that event that's on the cover of the Texas Hemp Reporter this month. The Texas Cannabis Roundup is on the cover of the current June-July issue. It's the premier Texas cannabis industry executives meetup at the Texas Cannabis Roundup. That is going to be August 17th in Dallas at the Longhorn Ice House from 5 to 9 p.m. And I just wanted to give them a plug as you know, our guest, Razia and Assad, are from up that area, and I was just going to say, hey, maybe you guys might like to come to that event later in August. It'd be good to maybe mingle and meet other professionals in this space there at the Roundup. Thought that might be something you guys might take a look at.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there.
Well, it's not too far from y'all. Y'all are right down the road there. I want to ask, as we went going into the break, I mentioned, Dad has gotten at 75. He's got a mild Parkinson's. What do you guys often tell folks to try for that? I've had some success with some of other products. Clients of ours has given THCV. Is that a good one for that one?
So THCV is a neuroprotective. A lot of people call it the giant weed as well. It does help suppress your appetite as well. Folks trying to lose weight naturally, right? So, but THCV, it's one of the fairly new cannabinoids that's out there. But what we typically recommend is a full spectrum sublingual oil as your foundational therapies to provide that entourage effect, meaning, the main beneficial compounds from the hemp plant kind of working together to build that balance in your system or homeostasis. And then when that happens, no matter what you may be dealing with, you're just going to feel a tremendous difference, and then supplementing that with a THCV product. And we have an amazing THCV gummy that we recommend folks for that, as well as
we have a trim gummy which is THCV infused, and also to what Assad is talking about, really creating that entourage or synergistic effect with cannabinoids. CBN is known to have more of that neuroprotective compound as well, or benefit. So these are some of the things that helps, especially with, like, as you mentioned, Russell, the slight tremors that may be occurring or the imbalance. That seems to help a lot. We do have individuals who've reported that it has helped their Parkinson's. A combination of the fat-soluble oil, full-spectrum oil, along with the edible.
The funny thing for my parents is, they're baby boomers. I'm a Generation X guy. And then the thing is that my parents, when they met in San Francisco in 1967. And so now when we give them products, like, they both want to make sure they don't get high, even though that was something that was very part of their youth. Today they don't, Dad wants to make sure he's not getting the Delta product. He wants the THCV, the more the medicinal things, and I just think it's funny because, I probably got started on this earth because of this plant in many ways. So, what do you have one for him, Rachel, at all? Do you have a question for him?
I'm curious, what is the product that you guys sell the most of at ZAR Wellness?
Yeah. So, sorry, I just want to add on to what Russell was saying. You should send your parents to us because that is our focus, right? The pure health and wellness of the cannabis plant, right? We're not interested in getting you high. We're interested in improving your daily quality of life and helping you live your best life with natural remedies, right?
The medicinal aspect.
Yeah, thank you for that's important. And parent, like my, a lot of customers, we've had other clients on that have talked about location. One location has a younger crowd, another location has an older crowd. Do you guys get a lot of that older crowd too? Can you tell us about your customer base? And then to speak to what Rachel was asking, what's a big mover for y'all?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I want to make sure that if folks want to utilize our products recreationally, of course, you can do that as well. But our priority is the health and wellness side, right? So,
and we see, when you talk about customer base, it's very interesting because when you come into the industry, you wonder about that, right? What is your demographic? Who is coming into your storefront? It's interesting to see. We have parents with some of our youngest clients being a 4-year-old who suffers from either ADHD or various epilepsy disorders. And then we have a big chunk of our clientele in that range between the 25 to 40-year-old. And then have the baby boomer generation, where we have a lot of individuals in their 60s and 70s are going, oh, what can I do here? I've been using XYZ for so many years. I think the coolest thing is when you're doing consultations with folks and you have that 60, 70-year-old standing right there next to the 25, 30-year-old talking about the same thing. Mm-hmm. One has suffered for so long and one is on their journey of, I have to now, how long am I going to have this condition for? And it's just so interesting to see how you can really transform someone's life. And they literally could be leaving with some of the same therapy in front of them. It's the beauty of canotherapy. You have all the modalities on it. Say you can play in this beautiful sandbox of understanding the different regimens that may work. And it's natural. So you're not inducing all of these side effects. And so then what we get to do through your Canna journey is we get to stay with you in that journey, talk about the dosing, what's working well, what's not working well, changing it to a different modality. And to answer what Rachel mentioned is we see people, what do they run for? Maybe they're running for that feeling of, I want to get whatever XYZ, I'm struggling with XYZ, I want to come and I want to forget about it, that high effect, right? And then we get to teach them, they can have a beautiful high, but I want them, and I know San wants the same thing, we don't want you to struggle during the day. If you're running home because you're running from the anxiety of work or whatever it may be, or the struggles of pain, how beautiful it is not to have those triggers as often, that you can help your day and then ultimately enjoy whatever it is that you're loving to enjoy, your edible or your smokable. One of our fastest movers now that we just launched is our quad for our edible product.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
I want to talk through what the quad has. It's just amazing.
Sure. So each gummy is power packed with 10 milligrams of live resin, 20 milligrams of Delta 8 THC, 10 milligrams of HHC, and 10 milligrams of Delta 9, as well as 0.5 milligrams of THCP. But yeah, and a lot of folks utilize this recreationally, and good for sleep as well.
Well, I may try this one here. I've got let's see, what is this one? This is the Happy Hour 2.0. This is probably a recreational product, right?
Yeah.
So it's pure Delta 8, right? Each gummy has about 60 milligrams of Delta 8. Folks can utilize it, recreationally. Of course, some folks use it for pain and sleep as well. So it's each their own, but we do recommend it, for smaller dosages. You can utilize it during the day for things like anxiety as well.
Let me ask you, Razia, we've got about 3 minutes left on the show. I want to get your thoughts, both of you, on what you think the market will look like if Texas could ever get to a legal state of legal cannabis. Will your business be prepared if that ever takes place? And just any thoughts on, policy and legislative movement, and will you guys be ready if Texas ever becomes a green state?
Oh yeah, we're already looking towards doing that, right? We've already, as you guys, I know you showed it earlier. I saw with Pharmacology University. These are some of the things we were pushing forward to expand medical use and conditions. We both have these medical conditions, right?
Right.
to see that move forward. We believe it's good for Texas. It's good for the hemp industry. It's good for the cannabis industry as a whole. Some of the things I talked about earlier, 21 and above regulations, child-resistant, tamper-resistant packaging. I believe that's common sense regulation that everyone can get behind. But ultimately, yeah, we're excited for that. We want to know what those particular rules and regulations will be. But if we're able to convert some of our storefronts and have that footprint across the state, absolutely. If we have to expand and build other storefronts for that, yes, because the beauty of what we're doing isn't going to change. It's just going to be able to get to more individuals and ultimately provide really great accessibility at affordable pricing, right? And maintain quality. I mean, the side can add a little bit more into that, but we're excited for that. That's something that we already put our hat in.
Well, we're all very excited about that. It's an exciting space to be in. We've got nothing really changed this last segment with the legislative movement. So that was not bad, but not good. But all in all, we're still able to benefit from these products. Shout out the website, guys. Tell folks how they can learn more about ZAR Wellness here in under a minute.
Yeah, well, right here, ZARWellness.com, right above my head, right there, ZARWellness.com. And ZAR, just to let everybody know, I spoke about Zain, Assad, and it means rich in quality gold. It is the expectation that you'll receive to come into our storefront or do a free consultation on the phone. We're here to serve the great state of Texas and beyond.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show this week. We appreciate it. And just a great, fantastic story. Both of you use these products, coming from pharmaceutical and the veteran. You got the need for this. I think it tells a great story. And we thank you both for being a part of the show this week.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, Rachel, great show with ZAR Wellness. Next week, we got a great guest, Ricky Williams. That'll be fun. Cool. I'm Russell. She's Rachel. We'll see you next time. This is the Texas Hemp Show on ESPN. Take care.
The train pulled out, I swung on.